Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and I'd like to welcome everyone back to this week's episode of Daki Time. Now, I've got to apologise to you guys. I am about a half a day to a day late in releasing this video, only because I've had a cold for the last couple of days, and I know it's only a head cold, but still, it doesn't bind well when you try and record videos and you're all nasally and stuffed up. So I very much apologise for that, and I hope you guys can forgive me for being late on this video. But in this video today, guys, on this week of Daki Time, we're going to be talking about the Shadowlands. Thank you to Ruby, who has asked us to cover the Shadowlands a little bit in detail. Now, one thing I've got to get clear here, guys, is I'm not going to be talking about the speculation. I'm not going to be a little bit of speculation, sorry, but I'm not going to be talking about the leaks or the rumors basically around it. I'm just going to be talking about the Shadowlands and what it is. What it entails for, say, Sylvanas, and what it may be moving forward. You know, why does it all tie together? So there's a couple of bits of information that I want to provide to you guys, and I want you guys to enjoy yourself on this video. So thank you for coming and clicking on it. Alright, let's get straight into it, eh? So the first thing that we need to understand is, what is the Shadowlands? I mean, we could extrapolate what the Shadowlands is. We've seen it in past quests within World of Warcraft. We've also had the little Una quest line within World of Warcraft as well. So we know partially what the Shadowlands are. But it is read on Wowpedia that the Shadowlands is a realm where the spirits of mortals go to die. Or when they die, sorry. It is a nightmarish realm on a spiritual plane teeming with souls of the dead who have been passed from the living world. It is a dimension referred to as a place between worlds, and it appears as a shadowy version of the real world. So basically it resides alongside of the mortal plane. That when you die in the mortal plane, you get transferred across to the Shadowlands, and your spirit is held there somewhere. So it is really clear and evident when you die as a player in World of Warcraft and you go to the Spirit Healer or the Spirit Mender, that black and white realm, that is part of the Shadowlands. And it's kind of interesting for another video, but would it not be interesting that the Spirit Menders or Spirit Healers are there by the Titans or even Azeroth herself to stop us transitioning completely into the Shadowlands? It is depicted on the World of Warcraft Chronicles book. The Shadowlands is a realm with a Spirit Healer or a Spirit Mender above the photo. So basically we know that to get through to the Shadowlands, we must go through the Spirit Healers or Spirit Menders. But that's another topic for another day. Long story short is, the Shadowlands is a plane that exists alongside the real world, and it is very grey by the looks of what we can see. So, if the Shadowlands is the next expansion to come out after Battle for Azeroth, why is it important for us to go to the Shadowlands? Why should we be going there in the first place, if it is true? Well, there's two reasons for that. And the first reason, I should just remind everyone, N'Zoth is free. And N'Zoth resides in what we know as Ny'alotha. Ny'alotha seems to be in the Shadowlands. So if we go to Yogg-Saron's puzzle box, we can see that all the way back in Cataclysm, he was telling us this. He basically said, in the land of Ny'alotha, there is only sleep. At the bottom of the ocean, even light must die. Even death may die. So he's been telling this all the way back since Cataclysm. So realistically, the first piece of evidence on why we are going to the Shadowlands, and if you do look up the spoilers or the leaked information on Wowhead, you can see that Ny'alotha is part of the Shadowlands right in the center. So, going there would make sense if we have freed N'Zoth unwittingly, and he has now transported into the Shadowlands completely. It would make sense that we have to go there to stop him from doing, well, evil things, I'm assuming. So that's the first reason. The second reason is a bit more closer to home, and that's Sylvanas. Now, I believe that Sylvanas has been planning a trip to the Shadowlands all the way back since Lich King. Now that we know a bit more information about what's going on in Battle for Azeroth, what happened in Legion, it makes a little bit more sense that she's trying to get to the Shadowlands. And here's my evidence for that. So Sylvanas is a very much keen player, a long strategist, basically. So if you don't know what Sylvanas' minor backstory, which you would have seen in the, I believe it's the Warlords videos that Blizzard put out, basically her soul was ripped out of her body by Arthas Menethil, and it was turned into a Banshee. So he denied her death. He basically said, I'm going to curse your soul and keep you as a banshee for your defiance against me, I guess it is. So since then, she managed to find her way back to her body. She was her soul and her body were placed together, but obviously she is now undead. So since in Wrath of the Lich King, but even before then, she then made plans to take down Arthas Menethil. So we go through the events of Wrath of the Lich King, we go up to Icecrown Citadel, which we will talk about what Icecrown Citadel is in a very short second. But basically, we go to Icecrown Citadel, and we defeat Arthas. Now, from this point, she jumps off the end of Icecrown Citadel. And as she's falling, she's basically wishing for death. She's done her part. She doesn't like who she is right now, so she's wishing for death. She gets impaled by a spike at the bottom of Icecrown Citadel, which is made from the blood of Yogg-Saron. It's Saronite. So she gets impaled at the bottom. Now, I want to read you something from the Shadowlands wiki, the WoW wiki page, where it states this: the Ice Crown is an anchor that holds Azeroth to the Shadowlands. So if Icecrown is a point in our realm that can link our realm to the Shadowlands, this would make absolute sense about why she may have seen a vision at the bottom of Icecrown when she died, and that she made a pact with the Valkyria, to come back to life and live, I guess. So you can see that she jumped off the top of Icecrown, she got impaled, she may have transitioned all the way through to the Shadowlands and seen the horrors on the other side, seen her people being tortured, seen everyone, being mad and crazy, and this is what scared her so much to come back. And all the way back in Wrath of the Lich King, she has probably started to make plans about going back to the Shadowlands to avenge the Fallen. And we know this because on the Sylvanas WoW wiki page, it does say, and if I find it right here, that she seeks a higher purpose for people who have already died once. So guys, this is, I know it's a little bit of mixed information here, but if we piece all the puzzles together, it would make sense that all the way back in Wrath of the Lich King and the start of Cataclysm, she has started to make plans to go possibly to the Shadowlands to free her people from being mad and crazy. I honestly don't know the exact details around this, but she knows a lot more than what we give her credit for. So, this is how I think plans are going to play out if the Shadowlands is the next expansion in the World of Warcraft universe. First of all, Sylvanas in Battle for Azeroth has been putting chess pieces in place to get us to come together. This is very evident in how she's been pushing the Horde away from herself, and she's been making herself an outlier and forcing the Horde and the Alliance to work together. So would it not seem kind of cool, I guess you could say, is if she's been planning this all along? Remember, and I said this, that this quote from the beginning of Battle for Azeroth is very important. I've told you guys this, that she states the very first words that come out of Sylvanas' mouth is, "We have forgotten what makes us strong," or stronger. Long story short is, she started this. She knows what's going to happen. We are all part of her plan. As much as we think that we are unique and we are going about our own way, no, we are playing into her plans. So Sylvanas pushes the Horde and the Alliance together, forcing them to work together, and they become stronger. She needs this to go to the Shadowlands and free her people, say. This is my speculation, guys. Now remember the deal she made with Hela, or Helia, down in Helheim. Remember, we went there as well, unwillingly, and we made a deal with Hela as well. And we said that we want to leave. She said, "You can leave once you complete my task." We completed her task, we went back to her, and she said, "No, you're not leaving." So Hela basically says, "No, you are not leaving." But somehow a divine purpose, or the light, or the Naru, we don't exactly know, accepts the bargain that has already been dealt and completes the task. So basically, a bargain of that magnitude has to be completed. So even though Helia is dead, I mean, Sylvanas still has a bargain, and that needs to be completed. And I don't think that this bargain that she made with Helia is completed yet. She has set a piece in place way into the future. So here's my thought, here's my theories, that she gets access to the dead, to the spirits, somehow, some way. She forces us all into, say, Stormwind, and the Horde and the Alliance leaders are there, the Horde and the Alliance players, everyone's there. She basically attacks Stormwind. We know this from one of the leaks, that there is possibly a siege on Stormwind happening. So we're all there. She then sends an attack with the dead or something similar. Either she kills us all, or she transports all of us to the Shadowlands. With knowing this, we now must exit the Shadowlands, but we also know that N'Zoth is down there. So while we are there, why not deal with N'Zoth, as well as, I hate to say it, help Sylvanas, or allow her to help us? See, I really don't think she is as evil as people say. She is, well, she is evil to a point, but I really think that she is planning so far out that, yes, she's deliberately done this. Being mean and evil has been part of her nature since we've known her, basically. So guys, I've been rambling on for a little bit longer than I should, but long story short is, I think that the Shadowlands could be an expansion that we are going to. That the method of getting there is going to be through Sylvanas, and that she has already planned this out to the T. We need to go there anyway to deal with N'Zoth. We know N'Zoth is, well, we don't know in-game, but we know from reading the Chronicles, we know from reading a lot of things, that he resides there. So guys, look, think about it. We can continue this talk on another video, but thank you again for coming and clicking on this video, Ruby. I hope I've helped people understand a little bit about what the Shadowlands are and why we may be going there. I don't really want to dive into the leaks, guys, because I don't want to buy into that whole side of things. But anyway, guys, thank you all for listening and coming and clicking on this video. Remember, the links to my Discord page, Patreon page, Twitch channel, everything's in the description down below, so go and check that out, and remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until next time, everyone, have a great day.